Reactions, we all love them, right? We see them all over YouTube.
Oh, Peter.
Let's go!
Whenever there's an announcement, just like yesterday when it came to Hugh Jackman returning in Deadpool 3, what do you see?
Thoughts? We fucked up.
You see the internet erupt with reactions. You go to YouTube, what do you see? You see massive font-consuming thumbnails with catchy takes accompanied by the creator's flabbergasted expressions. But why do we love them? Where did the reaction come from? What was the first trailer reaction that started this? I think I have the answer, and that's what we're going to talk about today. And before I get started, I want everybody to understand one thing. I am coming from a Gen Xer's point of view on this video. I recall a time in the 90s, even the 80s, before the internet, being a fan of this material was something that can get your butt kicked at school or bullied, because this was not looked upon in the same eyes as it is now. And as I've grown from a young man in the 90s to a middle-aged man, I can't believe I am that now. I've seen the growth and explosion in comic book films. I've seen where trailers were nothing to get excited about to what we have now. And I recall the first year that any trailer consumed us took place in 1999. So let's go back to the beginning. 1999 was an amazing year in cinema. Not just amazing, it was groundbreaking. There were two trailers in 1999 that overtook the nerd community, and the first one was The Matrix. Keep in mind the bullet time effect. I know everybody's seen it plenty of times. It's now commonplace and really not that impressive, but in 1999, when that trailer came out of nowhere, people were going to the theater just to see that effect because we had never seen that bullet time effect ever on film.
Whoa.
But there was one other trailer that appeared in 1999. A trailer, dare I say, was the most anticipated trailer of all time. I think you know where I'm going with this. There will never be a trailer with more anticipation than there was for The Phantom Menace. Never. Never. If you weren't there, you will never understand Endgame. No. Endgame doesn't hold a candle to the anticipation of The Phantom Menace. And keep in mind, this was a time where there was no YouTube. There was internet, but it ran super slow at everybody's homes.
Now with 56K, connections are faster than ever.
It's fast.
If you have a phone line, you can go online.
What will they think of next?
America Online, so easy to use, no wonder it's #1.
What we did was we hit play and then pause and then left the room and let that trailer load up and come back an hour later. And hopefully you had at least half the trailer loaded up so you can watch it. If not, you had to leave for another hour. So if your internet sucked, the only other option you had was to go to the theater and watch the trailer. And the only way to see the Phantom Menace trailer was to buy a ticket to go see Meet Joe Black, a Brad Pitt movie. And I recall seeing that with my nerd friends in the theater and seeing that trailer play. It was the most... It's a moment I'm never going to forget. I knew guys who bought tickets 5 times a day just to go and watch that trailer and then leave, because that's all we had. But there were some other stores like Sam Goody that had a television with a tape of the trailer just looping. And I would go on my breaks because I worked at the mall, and I would just see crowds of people watching that trailer over and over again.
I thought it was a great trailer, and I can't wait to see the movie.
There's no way it's going to be a disappointment.
Star Wars the trailer. Start soon on the Snoozecast for you.
Now, fast forward 1 year to the year 2000, there was another trailer event that took place. And in my opinion, this one was the one I was looking forward to the most. But this wasn't in the movie space. This was in a video game space. Globally, everybody was captivated and could not wait for this sequel. This sequel to a PlayStation 1 game did something that hadn't been done before. And for those who are old enough like me to remember, Metal Gear Solid 2 was the most anticipated game of all time. It was a global event. And when it premiered at E3, it was the first time collectively we were all in one place. All amongst each other. All fans who loved that game were watching its reveal for the first time and sharing that moment.
It was incredible. It was unbelievable, mind-blowing. I can't wait.
It's incredible. I've never seen any video game like it before. It was like watching a movie.
Kojima and TV did an awesome job. It's reason to buy PlayStation 2 alone.
There's no way it's going to be a disappointment.
To my recollection, that has never been done before. There was no Twitter, no social media, no smartphones. You were just talking amongst yourselves about the excitement and that you couldn't wait to play this game. And that's what I love about these two events. Going back to Star Wars, when I saw a group of people watching the trailer on a television, I got emotional, believe it or not, because for the first time in my life, I was 22 at the time, I saw other Star Wars fans, because I grew up in an era, like I mentioned earlier, things like Star Wars and comic books were not popular, and you were bullied if you loved that material. So I didn't think there were many of us out there. All you had was your family and the people you knew around your neighborhood. That's it. And if they didn't love Star Wars, you couldn't talk about it with anybody. But here, for the first time, I'm seeing a group of people. Black, white, Hispanic, all races, men and women. There's girls that like Star Wars. What the hell? I didn't know that. For the first time in my life, I found my tribe. I found my people. There's others like me. I felt validated, and I felt like, wow, I am not alone. And I truthfully feel it's that moment, along with the Metal Gear Solid moment, that spoke to everybody the same way. And I truthfully believe that is why we love reactions nowadays. We're connecting with that person on an emotional level. Granted, it's not shoulder to shoulder or in a theater, but we're still connecting with them emotionally. And despite all the hate and tribalistic attitude you see on social media, I truthfully believe we want that connection again. We want that camaraderie. Yes, social media, we can connect with anybody anytime, but I truthfully believe there's more loneliness in this world. And when we see people reacting to something that we love, it reminds us of a simpler time. Because they remind you you're not alone.
There's no way it's going to be a disappointment.
Now, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is only part 1 of my series on pop culture. It's going to be a 2-parter. The next part I'm going to talk about is wokeism and toxic fandom. That'll be out in about a month or so. But until then, please like, subscribe, share the video, leave some comments. I'd love to hear from you. And I look forward to seeing you next time, everybody. Take care.